Counselor, if you just identify yourself and any comments?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. Daniel Baker, Greenberg Traurig, 900 Stewart Avenue, Garden City, New York. Thank you for patiently listening to all the comments and taking everything in from the first session that we were here. As the board is likely aware, Sands is no longer pursuing a gaming license through the state solicitation process. And as the deadline for applications is only a few weeks away, it is unlikely any other bidder will be stepping into the process. Therefore, Sands is no longer asking for consideration of the proposed conceptual master plan that was submitted along with the subject petition. However, in keeping with the commitments that Sands has made to the town, county, and local communities, Sands is still moving forward to have the site rezoned to allow for transformational development that is long overdue at the site of the Nassau Coliseum. The site has been underutilized for decades now, and with the development of the state-of-the-art arena at UBS, the Coliseum itself has become obsolete without a strong anchor tenant. Adopting the FEIS findings statement, which studied not only a project that included gaming, but also an alternative Plan B should no license be granted at the site, is critical to moving forward with meaningful development at the site that can bring back vitality to the area, create jobs, local business opportunities, and revenue for the town and county taxpayers. The existing MFM zoning, which was placed on the site in 2011, is highly restrictive and does not allow for transformational development. It imagines an active Coliseum and some supportive uses around it. 15 years later, that is not economically feasible for this site. However, by adopting the FEIS findings and granting the needed zoning changes, you can unlock the transformational development potential for the site to create the opportunities, jobs, and revenue, and bring back the vitality that is so needed. The Coliseum, when built over 50 years ago, was something all Long Islanders were proud to have in Uniondale. The new opportunity zoning will expedite development that returns that glory to Uniondale, the town of Hempstead, Nassau County, and all of Long Island. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. LaSquadra. I'd now like to have a comment from our outside counsel on this, Mr. LaSquadra.
Yes, sir.
If you hit your mic on. Greenie. There you go.
How is that?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, and members of the board. I appreciate the opportunity to speak a little bit and provide a little more clarity and certainly add a little more color to what has been said at these hearings. This is solely and merely, Mr. Supervisor, the adoption of a new zoning code. As we just heard from Mr. Baker, there is no longer a conceptual master plan that is before the town board. We've heard board members and we've heard members of the community say that this site, well, referred to as the Nassau Hub, is very underutilized, certainly needs to be revitalized. And there's a great desire by all involved to see very meaningful development take place at the site. What the town board is doing is charting a course so that such meaningful development can take place. Again, this is merely the adoption of a new code. There's nothing more. The new code is known as the MFIRD. There is zoning in place on the property now. It's quite antiquated. And that code is known as the MFM. We heard a reference to 2011, but actually the code was enacted, and what exists on the site is zoning that was created in 1971. It's woefully outdated. The town board recognizes, and residents deserve, zoning options and a code that's modernized, that's updated, that provides a variety of options and a mix of uses. That's all that this code will do. We've heard people speak here today and at prior meetings about the desire for uses that currently are not provided for. The new code will accommodate that. Sports, recreation, research, hospitals, medical centers, whether outpatient or inpatient, a combination of all of those things, theaters, recreational uses, other sports-related activities, all such uses will be accommodated and provided for in this new and updated code, whereas at present, the zoning on the parcel would not allow those very uses that people have expressed the desire to see. It's very fair to say, and I think it's important to emphasize, that there is no plan before this board. There is no site plan that is even contemplated for adoption. There is no project that would be ratified. There's solely the adoption of a new zoning code so that meaningful and better development with more options is available to residents. So someone can come forward and present a plan to this board that would be at the sole discretion of this board to approve or not, depending on input from the community and an analysis and evaluation of what would be in the best interest of the community at that time. But that time is not now. This is just a course to begin to allow projects, thoughts, and ideas to come forward to accommodate uses that have not been permitted on this site so that development can take place in the future. Mr. Supervisor, that is the context in which this is being done, and that's all that it provides for.
Okay, so it's not abnormal to do that on properties, as we've done in the town in past, to change zoning to spark maybe that interest of that medical, or that sports facility, or that commercial, or that residential, because right now that is not permissible there. Is there a fail-safe that in something's presented, that the residents will be given the opportunity to give their voices for it or against it again? Is that in that as well?
Yes, in fact, Mr. Supervisor and members of the board, the fail-safe would take place in two manners. One, there would have to be a conceptual master plan that was brought forward, and the town board would have to consider that in a public setting on due notice after proper evaluation, and then in the town board's discretion, approve that conceptual master plan or not. That would be the first step. The second step, referring to the fail-safe you just mentioned, would be that a site plan would then have to be approved, again, through a public approval process.
Okay, so, all right, so, folks, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we run a proper meeting here, and we are going to let it go. Deputy Supervisor, any members of the board, any comments or you'd like to add, or anything else you'd like to add to Mr. LaSquadro?
We know what you're doing.
No, sir.
Okay,
Thank you for the opportunity.
thank you very much, Ms. Scadro. Okay, Deputy, can I? Yep.
I want to move.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
Mr. Supervisor,
Madam Clerk, we're going to start this in a proper manner. Madam Clerk, I think there was a motion.
Deputy Supervisor,
You just don't.
Mr. Supervisor, I move that this board accept and adopt the finding statements for the proposed MFIRD.
I second that motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
The next, get another motion? Deputy Supervisor, do you have a motion?
Yes, I move this board adopt the MFRID.
I second that motion.
Okay.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
I move that the meeting be closed.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
I'm sorry?
Deputy Supervisor
Deputy Supervisor.
Gooseby.
Aye.
Yes.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn. Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Have a good day. Thank you.